Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel eBiology and Stuff. As we all know that in today's scenario animal tissue culture is coming into existence because of the demand of drug development and vaccine development. Whenever we are developing any vaccine or drug, we have to test it. Is it comfortable for animal cells? Is it having a high efficacy, or is it functional? How it is functional, up to what extent it is functional? We have to test it first before the clinical trials, and for this we need animal tissue culture. And if we talk about academics in various fields of life sciences, now this is included in the syllabus. So friends, today we are starting with the animal tissue culture, in which today's session will be only the introduction section, and afterwards one by one we will cover all the areas comes under this, including transgenics. So friends, but before going further, just subscribe the channel, as you will get all information for your which will cover all the syllabus of CSIR exams, DVTs, TSTs, every exams also, and it will be helpful for your further research selection. So let's start. But don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon, because then only you will be getting the notification for the next topic whenever I will upload it. So let's start. First we will see the definition of animal tissue culture. What is animal tissue culture? Tissue culture is nothing but the in vitro maintenance and propagation of isolated cells or tissues or organs in an appropriate artificial environment. So there are 3 points. The first point is isolation of cells or tissues or organs. Means you need cells or tissues or organ, then you need an artificial environment which will include the medium in which they are going to grow and the conditions suitable for their growth, and you have to propagate them. What is meaning of propagation? Propagation is nothing but growing them properly. So you need to isolate cells or tissues or organs from animal body, then transfer into a suitable medium and grow them and maintain them in vitro. What is meant by in vitro? In vitro is nothing but in the laboratory. In vivo means natural animal body, in vitro means in the laboratory. Got the definition? What is animal tissue culture? It is nothing but the maintenance and propagation of cells or tissues or organs in an appropriate artificial environment. Now we will see how these cultures are obtained. First, you are having actually 3 options for these cultures. The first option is organ culture, in which the whole organs from the embryos or the partial adult organs are used to initiate the organ culture in vitro. The complete mature organs are avoided. What you need? The whole organs from either embryo or particular adult organs are directly transferred into artificial media and let them grow. The next one is primary explant culture. Now what you are going to do? You are not taking the whole organ, you are just taking the part or a small piece of that organ may belong, again the organ may belong to embryo or partial adult organ, but now you are not taking the whole organ. Instead of whole organ, you are just taking its part or the piece. And again the same thing, what you are doing, you are culturing in vitro, means in the medium. The next one is cell culture. Now we are not using the whole organ nor the part or piece of the organ. Here we are isolating the cells from these tissues, and then we are culturing or grow them in petri dish or plastic flask in vitro. Got the point? If we are taking whole organ, this will be an organ culture. If we are taking part or the piece of the organ, that will be a primary explant culture. Or if we are isolating, so got the point, that if you are culturing the whole organ, that will be organ culture. If you are culturing part or piece of that organ, that will be primary explant culture. And if you are taking cells out of that it will be a cell culture. But what you are doing, you are taking the thing from in vivo, that means the natural animal body, and transferring them onto artificial media, that is in vitro. Next we will discuss something about the history. The detailed history will be discussed in the next video. Here we will get some idea about how this animal cell culture or tissue culture evolved. So in 1907, Ross Harrison first successfully did the cell culture. He isolated cells and maintained them in artificial media. But this was not the complete animal tissue culture start. Like after that, after certain things happened, after other discovery happened, this animal tissue culture comes into a runway existence. The first thing was development of antibiotic. We all know in 1928, who discovered antibiotic? That you will tell me in the comment section. In 1928, the penicillin was discovered, and after the antibiotic discovery, what happens? When the scientists were facing the problem of bacterial contamination in the cell culture, this discovery helps to eliminate that. They added antibiotics in the media to avoid the bacterial contamination to the animal cells. After the discovery of trypsin was discovered very earlier, but the role of trypsin in animal cell culture, when this established, it opens various ways to do this cell cultures. Why? Because trypsinase is a type of protease enzyme. We all know cells are attached with the help of different proteins. Cell to cell attachment is based on different protein, and if we hydrolyze the proteins between the cells, the attachment will break and the cells will be free in the medium, and this opens the way for the tissue culture along. Because after the trypsin's role in animal tissue culture, we will be able to maintain the cell lines. Then next, the HeLa cell lines. What this HeLa cell line is? In 1950, first time the cells from the cervical cancer tissue of Mrs. Henrietta Lacks was cultured successfully in an artificial media. What happens? They have taken cells from the cervical cancer tissue and transferred them into artificial media and maintained them successfully. Not only maintained, propagate them successfully. These cells belongs to Mrs. Henrietta Lacks. That's why it is known as HeLa. H-E for Henrietta, L-A for Lacks. And You may see the process here. Just remove the tissue, mince or chop it, digest it with the proteolytic enzyme, which enzyme? Trypsin enzyme. Then place them on a flask or petri dish with the media, and they will start growing. Cell may grow in the media, that will be known as cell suspension culture, or may attach to the bottom of the flask, that will be a cell which are having the ability to attach the bottom of the flask. They will grow as cell adherent culture. These all things we are going to see in detail, so don't worry, you will get everything. Now you just remember that what is the basic of animal tissue culture. After these all things happened in 1960 and 1970, commercialization begins, and the company known as Corning begin to develop glasswares, plasticware and media supplements. So they start selling this. There are many glasswares which are used, plasticware. They are having advantages, disadvantages, everything we are going to discuss one by one in various video lectures, and I know you are going to be with me for all this. So remember this, the company Corning starts the first commercialization of animal tissue culture products. Now we will see there are various types of cell cultures. So first is primary and second is secondary cell culture. Now what is primary cell culture? When we are taking cells or tissues directly from the animal and culturing them into media, that is primary. Now when we are maintaining them, or we are not taking cells from animals, we are taking cells from this culture, that will be a secondary cell culture. Got the point? What is primary? When we are taking cells directly from the animal, culturing them into media, that is primary cell culture. When we want to maintain our cell culture, we are taking cells from the primary cell culture, that is secondary cell culture. Now what is mean by cell lines? After the first subculture, the primary culture is known as cell line. That means when primary cell culture is over and you are taking cells for secondary cell culture, that will be known as cell lines. And transferring cells from primary to secondary cultures and further is known as subculture. What is mean by finite cell lines and continuous cell line? The normal cells, normal body cells, they have a limited lifespan. So when you transfer them into an artificial media, they will grow, they will proliferate. What is proliferation? Means dividing. They will proliferate and divide, increase in number up to a limited period of time, and after senescence they will stop further proliferation. But continuous cell lines, they will proliferate indefinitely, there will not be any limit. And I am explaining you this with one diagram, so you will get the thing. See here, this is the organ. We take cells and culture them into the media, that is your primary culture. Now you are taking cells not from the animal, you are taking from the primary cell culture and subculturing them into a fresh medium, that will be known as secondary culture. Got the point? From the organ, primary cell culture, and from the primary culture, secondary culture, and this process is known as subculture. And now whenever you are doing this subculturing, this will be known as cell line, means you are making a line with the help of cells. Got this? So from the organ, primary culture, from the primary culture, secondary culture, process is subculturing, and these subcultures will be known as cell lines. Some cells will be having a finite division, and some cells, the cells isolated from the tumor tissues, will be growing indefinitely, and that will be known as which cell line? Transformed cell line or infinite cell lines. Got the point? Here, cell line. Now, why we are studying this animal tissue culture? Before study anything, you should know the practical implementation of that. There are various applications. One by one we will see. First we will see the drug. Now if you have developed any drug and you are sure that your drug is going to help in the treatment of this particular disease, now how you are going to start? First you have to see the impact of drugs on the animal cells. For example, you have developed a drug for corona. Now what you will do, you will take the cells from the human body. Which cells? The cells which are highly affected with the corona, okay, like lung epithelium, any cells you are taking. Now you will test your drug by adding just into the medium in which you are growing your cells. You will add a drug in that medium and you will see the impact. For example, you developed a drug for cancer. What you will do, you will develop a cancer cell line, you will add drug in the medium. Now you will see that your drug is decreasing cell division or cell proliferation or not. If it is decreasing, that means your drug is toxic to cancerous cells. If it is not decreasing, that means it is not toxic to these cells, cancer cells. Now for cells you got the thing. If your drug is not affecting the mammalian cells, then if you are using a model system, a mouse or something, your study will be wasted. To select a specific model system, you first try your things with the animal cells, various animal cells, then go for the model selection. Same thing is for different types of vaccine trials also. Now production of vaccines are also there. So there are some vaccines which are having certain type of post-transcriptional modification to be implemented in that. So there are animal cells which are cultured and produce these vaccines of monoclonal antibodies by the help of transgenics. We insert our desired gene into the animal cells and will get the monoclonal bodies or antibodies or vaccines which will be suitable directly for humans, as we are producing them with the human cells only. Now study the replication and life cycle of viruses. Definitely viruses you can't grow them directly because they need a machinery to grow. So if you want to study the life cycle of viruses, like for corona, that many people are studying the replication of virus, how they are attaching with the cells. For that they are developing different type of animal cell culture cell lines to get the each and every step of the life cycle of viruses. Tissue engineering and embryo culture, like in tissue engineering there are many research are going on in which they are developing tissues, well built tissues which can be directly transferred to humans. As we know, if we transfer tissues from other animals to human or other human to human also, there are chances of not accepting that tissue. So what they are doing, developing the tissue from the cells of the same human and transferring the tissue, so there will be less chances of this tissue. There will be very very less chances of not accepting this tissue or tissue neglection or tissue degradation. There are so you got the point that in various fields of our biotechnology, these animal cells are playing very important role. So friends, from the next video onwards, what we are going to see, we will start with the history, then medium, type of culture, how the culture is maintained, what are the basic requirements, what are the different environmental conditions, role of media supplements, and the application based transgenics of animal cells. So just subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, and be in touch for the same. Thank you.